right, welcome back. Part two of this podcast. I'm here with Maureen Amoding. Of course, I should call her MVP. I'm here with the MVP. Maureen, you talked about hanging up your shoes. Do you think you're ready? I mean, uh, I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. When Kobe never felt the joy in basketball. He used to go to bed and he doesn't think about basketball. He used to go and do yoga. He's trying to, I don't know how to call it, think about his life, and basketball was not there. That is when he called it quits. Also Vince Carter. Vince Carter really struggled retiring from the game. He retired about at 40 something, if I'm correct. But when he got advice from Kobe, Kobe really was so passionate about basketball. When he got advice from Kobe about how retirement was going, that's when he called it quits. Because he was like, if Kobe can retire, I can definitely retire. Are you ready to retire?
I would say yes. Uh, Between yes and no, I think the biggest percentage is yes.
Are you talking about it in terms of competition or in terms of the love? Does it still
Of
bring
course,
you happiness and everything?
I still love basketball, and I would still want to stay connected to that game, but not necessarily playing it. If 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 there is a way I could contribute to that game without necessarily playing it, I think it would be great for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, uh, let's go through other aspects you faced during the game. What was the hardest challenge you faced when you're playing?
I think for me last year, when I broke my metacarpal bone, I I think it was quite challenging because I felt like that's the year I wanted to give it my all. And getting into the season, I worked so hard. I did my best. I hit the gym. I did everything I could to just help me stay fit. I went to bed early. I was really trying to build a routine and habits that were going to help me like excel at that season, particular season. But breaking my metacarpal was really, really hard for me. And
What is a metacarpal?
it's it's it's
Someone would think
it's a bone in your palm.
yeah,
I broke my
yeah, I can see the scar.
yeah. So I had to undergo surgery, and I thought I would be fine after. It really took me a while because the doctors had said 6 weeks.
And it's your shooting hand.
Yeah, it was crazy, and then the hardest bit about injuries or um, not being able to perform at the level you used to perform at
Yeah,
is that the expectation of the entire world around you does not change.
yeah.
Like you would think, I'm just coming back. There should be a little
So a
compromise.
fan will be like, why is she missing
Yeah,
an open shot?
why is she missing a free throw? Why is she
Yeah.
missing a three? Like at my best, like if you knew me like on a three, there's no way I'm going to miss the three.
Money, yeah.
So this time they're seeing me miss, and they're like, and it's all sorts of insults and psychological torture. So it was really really depressing, and
Yeah.
seeing that in the end your team is going through uh, um, a messy ending to the season,
Yeah.
and you just can't do much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about, of course, there are always joys, there's sadness when you're playing a sport. It's easy to deal with when you win. It's easy. You win a trophy. It's easy to deal with it. How do you deal with losing in the court? How do you deal with it? You've lost a very close game. You've lost a championship game. Sometimes people call it quits. People go drink till morning.
Yeah.
People lose lives after losing. Commit suicide. I've heard of it. Of course not in Uganda, but I've heard of it outside there. How did you deal with that? Losing is part of the sport. That's what they always say.
Yeah, it's frustrating. We are all human, and the most important bit is having one a coach and manager said the leadership of the team understanding that it's okay to lose sometimes, you know, and you don't beat down on your players because they are lost, because it's all part of the package.
Yeah.
you don't expect to win 21 games out of 21. As you prepare, even if it's a project or whatever it is, you need to look at the risks, associated in whatever you're indulging in. So, um, just having a good support system, because I remember when I used to lose, say in UCU, we would, it would make us get closer. Like as
Yeah.
teammates, they're like, no, it's okay. Even when someone knows that you're the reason we lost, they can never tell you that. They're like, no, 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 don't beat
So it was
yourself
not
up.
like A1 where someone
I
assured you.
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, but I just felt like for A1, there's just a lot going on
Yeah.
at that time. But
Okay.
I would say reflecting back on the times I've lost and felt better is because all my teammates, all my managers
Yeah.
understand that losing is part of the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we always looked at losing as a learning step
Yeah.
rather than as failing and not coming back. Like, what are the things that we didn't do right? How can we do better? You even start becoming innovative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, that's perfect. That's a good response. So, do you remember any games you lost and you're like, I shouldn't wake up tomorrow morning?
I, I think I should say this. My first experience in Cameroon. That was the first Afro Basketball Championship Uganda ever went for. And in Cameroon, really, the stadium is like Nambo the Stadium. First of all, the court is here, but the entire stadium is full. The one game, and I want to say this, guys, I was humbled. I was humbled. I didn't want to leave my bed the next day.
Did they go full court press on you guys?
They they played they played us full court press. On top of that, the stadium had drums. The Cameroonians, really, I almost ran mad. I was like, what's this? I had never played before a big crowd like that.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. They didn't beat us because we were bad.
Yeah.
No, just the ambience, the support, the bullying when they enter the court, when they got onto that court, the running around. Remember, they are organized. We were there. It was our first time. We didn't even have those warmers. These guys came full kit. What?
Smelling fresh.
We're just beaten psychologically. So I would say Yaoundé 2015 was one of those moments where I just felt like, what am I doing? Like, would I still call myself a basketball player?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just that moment.
Okay, let me get back into your personal basketball life. How was the training schedule for you like? I mean, both on training days and non-training days.
I would say not bad.
Take us through the routine or something.
Uh, of course, like I have work, so I work from morning to 5, and then from 5 to 8, I have practice on days of practice. But on days I don't have practice, I try as much as possible to spend it with family. Um, and then I'm just so grateful for my husband. He's such a support system. Um, when I'm not available, he's not a man who'll be like, leave, stop playing basketball, go and pick up the child from
Yeah.
school. So I am just so grateful and indebted to God for him. Um, but it all comes down to the people who are in your life at that
Yeah.
moment, but also having a routine and prioritizing the right things. Um, because I knew for a fact family was important to me. I knew for a fact I needed to pay attention to my work. I knew for a fact that basketball I need to show up for practice. So on days I don't have practice, I would make some time and go to the gym and do some gym work. But weekends, I would try as much as possible to just stay home,
Yeah.
spend it with the kids, and yeah, do
Okay.
family engagements.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, any sports icon that really influenced you when you play?
I would say globally, I used to listen a lot to Kobe's
Hey, 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 hey.
interviews, uh, like I really admired his work routine,
Yeah.
his energy, and his sacrifice and commitment to the game. I knew for a fact that to achieve in this life, you have to let go of certain things. And
Mamba
I
mentality.
wouldn't say that I learned that so much from anyone else. I used to listen to what he had to say. He had to lose his social
Yeah.
life. He lost his everything just to concentrate on the game and his family.
Yeah.
And clearly you can see that even when he's not here, his legacy is still.
Yeah. True. So it's Kobe. Kobe. Kobe.
Yeah, I would say Kobe and Mayamo. Mayamo is a player who played for the Minnesota Lynx. And for Mayamo, it's basically her in-depth on life. Like she was a superstar. When she retired and resigned, everyone was like, how are you retiring from the game when you're still this good?
Yeah.
But
She's not
when
like LeBron.
I mean, when you listen to her story, it's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep. There are people who have played the game, but have paid so much attention and detail to what they want their future to look
Yeah.
like. And it's such an important lesson that in as much as we are playing the sport, whichever discipline we are in, like it's very, very important for us to focus on what happens to us after we are done with the game. Are we still going to stay connected to the game? What is in life for us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Then, do you have any special routines before a game?
I would say pray.
So you before a game? Huh?
Yeah,
I mean, I
before
thought
a game.
that is irresistible. I mean, it's the way of
That's
life.
no
But do
like
you do anything special apart from praying? There are
um
guys who eat like a, there's a
no
guy
no no
from
no.
Miracle back then who used to eat, I think, donuts before a game, a whole sacket of donuts. What?
What I would do maybe before the game, if my game is in the evening, I would try as much as possible to hydrate, because I hated taking water during the game. So when I hydrate enough, I don't take water, not a lot of water during the game.
Yeah.
But also I would say it's good to pray as a team, but for me connecting with God is so huge. Like my personal relationship with Him is so huge. And even before I step on that court, even before I meet my teammates, I'll be like, God, I don't know what you have in store for us, but just protect us.
Yeah.
Give us this win. And above all, if we fail at it, help us learn from it. Yeah, just basically things that would make me go out there in confidence. And even after we have lost, I know that it's a greater power that has willed for it to go that way.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Then how do you handle pressure during games? I looked like you talked about Cameroon and it was crazy there. What did you learn from there? How did you learn? What did you learn to handle pressure going forward?
Uh, I learned, I learned, I learned that there's, there's, there's not so much you can control really. As a player, you just have to do your part.
Yeah,
And if you're walking away from a room where you're not content that you didn't do your best, then that's a problem. So I have always learned to go on court and give my best, play, give it my all, and walk away knowing that yes, it didn't go my way, but I gave it my best.
yeah,
Content, like I think for me that is one thing that kept me like in check when it comes to pressure.
yeah,
Even during that game, I would be like, God, if this is ours, give it to us. If it's not, let's
yeah,
learn from it. I didn't. I have tried as much as possible to just control the things that, like, relate with the things I can control.
yeah,
You know, work out, stay disciplined, work hard, and and leave the rest to
yeah,
God. But I cannot start fixing things like controlling things like who is the coach bringing on court.
yeah,
There are things you can't control. But for pressure to ease up, you just have to give it your best. You walk away satisfied, the pressure will be less on you. And also just know that at the end of the day there will be a winner or loser.
yeah,
You can't be both winners or you both can't lose. So
yeah. True.
yeah.
So the next one is for the kids. I'm going to ask you a question that is going to have a huge impact on kids. I mean, Michael Jordan came and changed the sport. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. Now Steph Curry has turned everything around. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see. I've watched a couple of games in Uganda, like of late. I mean, and I don't really see teams calling plays. There's no systematic basketball like back then. I mean, what techniques do you have like for mesmerizing plays? Memorizing plays, I beg your pardon. I mean, getting plays is really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, kids don't like playing a game when the coach is calling. I mean, Zulu 1, Zulu 2. I mean, what techniques did you use to memorize plays?
I would say one, after you're given a play, you have to memorize it. Like everything you need to give up like something to earn something. So in this case, you give up some time to go and ensure that you write down your plays and get to know them. I, for one, and my teammates, we used to have like a coach's board where you go and just say, Maureen, after this move, you go here. And why you're going here is because when you're here, it's easy for you to take these three. Or why you're going here is for this person to bring you a screen. Like basically going through plays with your teammates. But I would say on the other side, our league, um, it's not so structured. You can't blame the kids. It is not so structured, you know.
So it has become
Uh,
unstructured of late.
yeah, if you see how people play basketball, like say the caliber of players that are on top there, you don't need to have so much skill like back in the days. You know, those days like the days of A1, like a post player had like three, four, five moves. Today you can beat the entire league with one post
Yeah,
move,
facts.
you
Yeah.
know. And it comes down to the caliber of league. Because you want to play structured basketball, but from where? You know? If today or the other day I am fit and I can run, I can dominate the league.
Yeah.
If today or the other day I put my mind to it and be like, you know what, I still want to play this league, I can still play the league.
Of course.
So it comes down to the caliber of players of the league. And I wouldn't say it hasn't grown, but I don't think we are putting in enough time to focus on improving players, say skill wise, tactically. Some players don't even know. We have big men who don't know how to screen
Yeah,
and wide,
definitely.
you know,
Yeah.
pick and roll, the basics of basketball. And these are things that are missing. And
But I want to ask you a question. The honest truth is, there's a lot of social media these days where kids can get plays, how they can learn those plays. There are a lot of basketball academies these days.
yeah,
There are a lot of mentors. I mean, coaches have become very many. I mean, where are we getting it from? Is it the players who don't have the zeal to learn, or the coaches are fake?
everything takes time. And if you look at most academies, they're working with the young generation. You know, academies are not working with kids who are, say, in secondary school. Most kids are 0 to say 12 years, 12 to like say 15. These are the kids who are committed to actually playing and giving it their best. So if looking back, how many years have the academies been here, you think?
Like 10 years?
No, not 10.
Really?
Not 10. They can't be 10 years.
Okay, I'll say
Because this
6 or
is,
7.
you would say 2014. No, no, it can't be
Yeah,
2014.
okay.
So you clearly see that it's a good thing that now we are expecting to have players that are going to be better than maybe say our generations. But today, if you look at the skill set of most players, anyone can get away with anything in this league. You don't have to be too skilled. You don't have to be too, you know, because I feel like there was a gap when
Yeah,
you look
big
at
gap. There's
COVID.
nothing like
Then
feeling. It's not even COVID or
yeah,
something. I mean, there's
but
definitely a
but
huge gap.
also like the zeal for players to go out there and anger for this some of these things,
Yeah.
it's not there. So yeah, the academies are doing well. Kudos to them, and we are hoping that in the next generations we shall have better, decent
So time for quick fire.
players.
Favorite moment during a game for you?
Um, favorite moments? That's when I scored 41 points, my career high,
Yeah.
I would say, and maybe going for Afro basketball. It was a good experience.
Yeah, then worst moment?
Uh, that Cameroon game, man, like it just made me rethink about my basketball career.
So, I mean, how do you stay motivated?
I I
Even
just
after a bad game, or even after, I mean, after a good game, players usually, they're like, I don't need to practice again. I'm already Steven Omon. I mean, how do you stay motivated during like good days and bad days?
I know teammates. Like you cannot give up on your teammates because you had a good or bad game. I believe so much in teamwork. I believe if you know me, if you've ever had chats and talks with any of the people that have coached me, I'm not fully a player that will sit there seeing you, the coach, do the wrong things and be in front. No, I'll tell you, like, coach here, you lied, and I think we should have done this and this and this. And I know so many coaches and a culture in Africa, like for a player, they don't really have that autonomy or say the power to actually
I
move.
mean, this is
But
Africa. It's disrespect. You're
but,
not supposed to
but,
talk when your
but the
dad says
thing is,
something. Or,
then how are
Mom.
you going to learn? How are you going to learn if you're coaching me and I'm feeling a certain way? Why should I suppress my feelings? I should tell you. At least I haven't talked to my teammates about it.
Yeah.
I've come straight up to you and I'm like, coach here, I think this is not right, this is wrong, and I give you my reasons, you give me mine. We talk. Because, man, I'm an adult. You're an adult. You shouldn't take anything personal. But I figured coaches, managers of teams, man, like, they go too far. They don't want to be held accountable. And it's tough. It's tough to play with a
Yeah.
team that doesn't want
That
to be
makes
held
sense. That makes
accountable.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say my teammates, they're, if for every time we lose, they're like, man, we have to go again. That's
Yeah.
motivation enough.
So how do you improve as a player? I mean, if you talk to a kid growing outside, even like mature players, how do you advise them to improve as players?
To just put in some personal work. Because yes, the coach is going to give you all those things, but it's not enough time. You need to get time on your own too. Because the minute you do those self-discovery skills and improve on them, it's hard to let go of them because then you've invested some time in them.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important that every player goes out there and takes some time to do their personal workouts. Yeah, and also if you're not doing the gym, hit the gym, keep fit, stay disciplined, but most importantly, play as a team.
Can you discuss a time you were with a team and you're trying to achieve a very important goal during the season? I mean, when your new CU, A1 Challenge, KCCA, JT, or something. Do you have any memories of